don't know, how does this translate in a day-to-day intimate relationship? And I know it's going to be different for every couple, but it seems to be an interesting challenge. A concrete question, or just to put it a little more concrete, would be like the traditional sense of a couple that you get together and you start putting your wealth together and each one depends on the other. That starts getting very tied down in complicated ways, and it doesn't feel as natural as just sharing.
I understand why you say that, but it's still perfectly possible to engage in that kind of relationship where you pool your resources and buy a house together, have children together. I'm not suggesting you're necessarily thinking that, but I'm just saying that it's quite possible to engage in that conventional form, and to commit yourself to buying a house together and sharing it, and even more so to having a family. But it's still quite possible to do that from this understanding. It doesn't conflict in any way with it, because you never really believe that the buying of the house together, or even having the family together, is your security. Houses can be sold. Parents can separate. Children are perfectly okay. So it's still possible to go into a conventional type relationship with this understanding, and to go into it with a complete sense of freedom without giving up any of your real freedom. It's just that you no longer invest your security and your identity in the relationship or any of its acquisitions, the house, the family, and so you can still live with and alongside this person. You may find yourself, married and living with them for 40 years. And from the outside, it might look like a very conventional, committed relationship, but inside there can be tremendous freedom, where the only commitment is to love, to openness, to sharing, to love. And if that were to take the couple in different ways, then they would part company. So it's not the form of the relationship that really dictates its quality, it's the inner freedom. And having discovered that the grass is as green as it's ever going to get, and it's shining brightly, and that no relationship is going to make the grass greener, that is a perfect place from which to start a new relationship. Because you're under no illusions. You're not approaching your friend because the grass is the green is a little bit dull, and you want it to be brightened up. As you have discovered, that doesn't end well. So, but having discovered that your happiness and love is not dependent on someone or something, that is the perfect position from which to start a relationship, because the relationship is conceived in freedom. It is conceived out of love that is already fulfilled. It's not conceived out of need and demands and expectations. It's a desire, that the desire to have such a relationship, an intimate relationship, is a perfectly legitimate desire. It's a natural movement of the body-mind that wants to express this love, this fullness that you are already experiencing. And one of the most natural ways for a human body-mind to share, to express, to celebrate this fullness is in friendship, of which intimate friendship is just one particular type. And in fact, we see that in these kind of meetings here, the quality of friendships that develop amongst a group like this, between people who have never seen each other before, and after a couple of days we're relating to each other like old friends. Why is that? It's because we relate just out of freedom and love. No demands, no expectations. We have no idea whether we're going to see each other again. So that allows real love, real connection to take place between people. And it flowers, we all notice it, it flowers in the quality of friendships that we share in these kind of gatherings. Now there's no reason why that quality shouldn't just overflow into your intimate relationship. Now, if you're with someone that doesn't share your understanding, that is approaching you in order to get love, in order to complete a sense of lack or incompleteness, in order to substantiate an identity, then it requires a lot of sensitivity and skill on your part. Because there's no reason why such a relationship shouldn't work. But you're quite right in saying you don't want to allow yourself to be turned into an object just in order to secure the relationship. So you have to be courageous and don't compromise your inner freedom. But that doesn't mean that you have to be harsh and push away somebody else's attempt to hold on to you. You can be gentle and skillful and assure her that your love is genuine. But that you're not entering this relationship from a sense of lack. You have no projection onto her as to how she should be. You're not thinking of her as your object to make you happy, and just find loving ways of encouraging her to feel likewise. She may think that she wants to secure you, to tie you down. But actually it's not what she wants. She may think she wants that, but she doesn't. What she really wants is for you to be truly free and loving. And to be truly free means to be independent. For your love to be dependent on nothing and nobody. She may not yet realize that that's what she wants. She may think that she wants you to be an object that she can have and control. But as soon as you become that thing for her, she'll go off you. She'll be disappointed with what she's got. Although she thought she wanted it and she tried to make you into that, when you become that, she'll think, he's not what I thought he was. Actually, you were the same all the time. So, see where this need in her comes from. See that she may be wanting to make you into an object of security and identity. And you don't have to confront that. You don't have to resist it. But you can skillfully turn around the projection. Don't let the projection land in you. You just gently turn it round and give it back to her. And in the end, she'll thank you for it. Whether the relationship lasts or not. If the relationship does last, it'll become a truly loving, intimate relationship, but one in which freedom is respected. And if it doesn't last, she will also thank you as a friend for having shown her how her projections on you made true intimacy impossible. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.